Okay, so right now we're gonna give you a random coordinate, right? So the coordinate's gonna be like it says. Let me show you here. If I give you a coordinate, it's on the terminal side. So this question will be saying a point on terminal side of an angle data is giving. Find the exact value of each of 6 trigonometry function of data. So what does that mean? That means I can give you a point. That says the point, that's name 1. The point says -3, comma, I don't know, 6, like this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw it. We're gonna draw -3, 1, 2, 3, and 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, that's a terminal side. My bad. And they say, hey, can you figure out a tangent of this data? Or so the data is going from here to here, but they say, hey, can you figure out sine of data, cosine of data, tangent of data, and cosecant cosecant of data, and the secant of data, and cotangent of data. Well, it doesn't matter because we can draw a reference triangle here. And we're going to use that information. For example, this is -3 and this is 6. Is that okay? What will be the third side? What will be the side? What will be the terminal side? This terminal side right here. Hold on, yeah, answer this one. It's my wife. So it'll be 6 square plus -3 square equal to c square, right? Hello? 我完全不记得，我今天一直换，我换了好几次。我有发给你过，但是我今天换了。 那他不让我 register，然后他 is OK， 等一下。old password。哦 shit。等一下我 copy 给你。旧的就可以了吗？这个，反正就换吧。你是怎么摔的？但是你不是有那个保护膜 case？ 啊，这样。这个可不可以？我发给你的，我发给你。Okay, so everything okay? What?
It's fine. You made it tough.
All right. All right, so what is c squared here? This one's 36, right? This one's 9. So that's equal to what? Square root of 45. What is square root of 45? Can that be simplified? 3 root what? 5. So be 3 root 5, right? So now I just have to use this, but I have to pay attention to the sign I'm using. The sign I'm going to pay attention because this one's -3. So therefore, it's going to be, for this particular one, it's going to be opposite over this. Is that okay? And cosine is equal to what? -3 over 3 root 5. Is that okay?
Maybe using -3?
Yeah, you had to use a -3 because it's on the left side. Tangent is going to be 6 over -3. And then cosecant is going to be what? Three square root of 5 over 6, which is simplified down to square root of 5 over what? 2, right? And this one's going to be negative square root of 5. Is that okay? And this one is going to be, this one's -2, so it's going to be negative 1/2. So for this one, you need to rationalize. So it'll be negative square root of 5 over 5. This is going to be 2. So it'll be 2 square root of 5 over 5. So each one will be different. Is that okay? So basically just figure out hypotenuse. But you have to take account if something is going to be negative, except the hypotenuse is always positive. Hypotenuse is never negative. Is that okay? So I'll give you one for you to figure out. So that just say if I have 1 and the -3, I want you to figure out all. Actually, hold on a second. Let's give you a better one. -3 and -3 and sorry, let's do 3 and -5. And you have to figure out all 6 trig functions. Everybody done? Everybody done or no? Yes?
So to know like which angle is the one that like you do everything off of, like how do you know what angle?
Well, the angle is right here, but you use this reference angle to find all the values. You're still using that reference triangle. So that reference triangle is used as a reference. But the sign of this data will give you same situation. Same will be like 2 square root 5 over 5.
So if you like if it asks you to solve for like sine whatever of the reference angle, you would get the same values as the angle that
Yeah, from the first quadrant, from the initial side to the other side. Yes. Like you think about it, sine of 135, square root 202, right? So it's based on still the reference angle here, but it's not. So that's why they call it reference triangle. Reference angle is part of reference triangle. So it's called reference triangle for a reason. So let's just say if I do this, you should have write down the coordinate. So let's just say if you have 3 and -5, it's going to be right here, this point. Is that okay? This is the terminal side. And the angle is here. However, you don't want to use this angle because you don't know all the information about this angle, but you do know about this triangle right here. This is called a reference angle. So we can use as a reference. So now this one is going to be -5. Is that okay? Make sure the sign matter here. Is that okay? And this one's 3. Well, what's the third side? Be careful. It's not 4. Did anybody say it's 4? No. It's what? Square root of 34. Why? Because it's 3 squared plus -5 squared equal to c squared. So c squared, even though it's 3, 5, you thought it's 3, 4, 5 triangle, but it's not. Because 3 and 5 is adjacent and hypotenuse. Adjacent and opposite. So therefore, c squared is equal to 34. C is equal to square root of 34. So therefore, this is square root of 34. Remember, hypotenuse always positive. If you want to write it down, hypotenuse is always positive. Hypotenuse, don't worry about the sign. It's always positive. Now I can figure out what sine of theta is. Sine of theta is going to be what? -5 over square root of 34. Is that okay? Which is also -5 square root of 34 over 5 of square root of 34, I think. Cosine theta is what? 3 over square root of 34. Is that okay? 3 square root of 34 over 34. Tangent theta is what? -5 over 3. Is this okay? CSC theta is what? Square root of 34 over 5. Negative. Secant theta is what? Square root of 34 over 3. And the cotangent theta is equal to 3 over -5. So we find out all the values. Is this okay so far? So now we're gonna give you a question a little bit more advanced. So what if I have tangent of theta? Tangent of theta is equal to 4 over 3. And I have a sine of theta. Sine of theta is less than 0. At the same time, this theta is less than 0, okay? So let you think about it. This one is kind of tricky. Which quadrant do you think would be the theta at? Now, it has to fulfill both conditions at once. Has to fulfill sine theta and tangent theta.
Like tangent for it, you already know.
Which quadrant would this belong to? Yeah, if you guys pick 3, you guys are very, very smart. All right, so let me show you why that is, right? So I use a double check system. I want to be confirmed as 3, but I'm going to show you how to confirm a 3. Why is 3? I'm going to show you how do I confirm it. Tangent is a positive. Well, that means sine and cosine either be both positive or both negative. Does that make sense? So I will have, for the first one, for the tangent, for this one, I will have a checking system of this and this. I put a check there to tell you, says, well, tangent can be positive at the first quadrant because they both positive, x and y, or they both negative, so the negative cancel out. Does that make sense? Is it okay? Now, sine of theta is less than 0. That means sine of theta is y or x. Y is less than 0. So which two quadrant is less than 0? 3 and 4. So this one is 3 and 4, right? So which quadrant win? Well, the quadrant have 2 checks win. So I'm going to draw a reference triangle right here. And this one is going to be 4, and this is 3. However, are there really 4 or 3 here? No, what are they? They are negative because it's on the left side of x-axis. And it's below x-axis. So it's actually -3 and -4. And also this is a 5 because the hypotenuse is always positive.
The triangle you're just drawing.
Yeah, it's called reference triangle. So now can I figure out all the data? Well, I can figure out all the data now because sine of theta is what? Because of 3, 4, 5 triangle, or you can do -3 squared plus -4 squared equal to c squared. So it's 9 plus 16 equal to c squared, 25 equal to c squared, c equal to square root of 25, which is 5. Yeah, but also I know that 3, 4, 5 triangle. But 3, 4, 5 has to be hypotenuse. See, the other one's kind of tricky. This one's 3, 5, and now this one's 4. That doesn't make sense. Because if you use the 5 has to be hypotenuse in order to 3, 4, 5 triangle. Okay? So this one is going to be sine of theta is equal to -4 over 5. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cosine theta is going to be what?
Wait, Mr. Why is it -3?
Because it's on the third quadrant. Both x and y is negative when we draw a triangle out. Yes, that's a good question. Why is it negative? If it's first quadrant, it won't be negative. But it's on the third quadrant.
Wait, but why can't the hypotenuse be like negative?
Hypotenuse is always positive because basically it's talking about The distance from this point to this point. It's talking about distance. It doesn't not relevant to the sign issue. And besides, use Pythagorean identity. If you square root of something, you're gonna get plus minus. But here we're calculating this distance. Hypotenuse is always a distance from origin to the point. It's also known as a magnitude of the vector, but that's later. Okay, so cosine theta is equal to -3/5. Is that okay? Tangent theta is what? 4/3. Cotangent theta is what? Secant theta is what? 5/3. And the cosecant theta? 5/4, right? Okay, so that's that. So I'll give you a question, see if you guys can respond it. This one's gonna be kind of tricky. Should I give you a hard one? All right. Cosecant of theta is equal to -3. Now think about -3. Usually it's a fraction, but this is not a fraction. So what do you do, right? So you got to decide that. And the tangent theta, I am gonna choose less than 0, which is a little bit more challenging. So first of all, I have a check system. This check system is very important to decide which quadrant would it be. So you have to decide which quadrant. Elizabeth, when you guys are using restroom, just use before, don't use during. Because during, I'd be like, gung ho problem, and you come back to that.
Always film this class again.
Yeah, but usually beginner class, we're not doing anything. So just do it at the beginning rather than, like, I don't believe in 10-10. So the 10-10 rule is stupid.
It's just not part of your
No. Like first 10 minutes and last 10
Me
minutes.
too.
I think the last 10 minutes, I think the classroom with like people lined up out the door. I almost want to like
Don't say that. Are you live
live
right now?
streaming, yeah.
Don't say that. I'm your attorney. Don't say that.
I almost want to do this to a teacher. Like, why would you let people line up on the door?
We've done that once this year. One time.
We did.
That's because we didn't do anything. We'll go over to finish your test. Yes?
Does it say tangent?
Yeah, tangent theta is less than 0.
Tangent.
Think about which two quadrant tangent's negative. Also think about which two quadrant cosecant's negative. And then decide which quadrant will it be. So have a double check system. Look for the place has 2 checks. Like even though like you might think like this might not be important, this is really important because you check the tangent is negative, positive is in this 2 quadrant, and the sine is this 2 quadrant. So then we know to draw your reference triangle based on there. Now also the cosecant, this one is not a fraction, so figure out why it's not a fraction. Can you make it to fraction?
Let's go up a little bit.
Did you wear your glasses today?
Contacts in. I usually wear eye contacts, but I was gonna
Even you wear contact, you still cannot see.
I'm just like forever blind.
No, you need to go get an eye check.
Yeah, they have.
Also, like most schools.
Because you're a Korean, you cannot do this anymore.
It's your shit's handwriting.
Can the triangle be
It's really hard to defend someone.
Yeah, he had bad handwriting too, so it's like it gets transferred here and then look at his and it's like, you couldn't either.
It's hard.
So I need you to figure out all the trig angle, okay?
Your phone just
Why would that be a positive? That's what we take it from history.
Yes. Okay, so you start with cosecant.
I did.
Cosecant, which two quadrants cosecant?
Why?
Yeah, so
So it's
y is negative or positive.
negative.
So which two quadrants?
3 and 4.
Okay, so do a check there. Right. Now tangent is negative. Which two quadrants is tangent negative?
3 and 4.
No,
It's tan on.
not 3. 3 is going to be both sine and cosine. So tangent is composed of sine and cosine. But if you have third quadrant, you have a negative, negative. So it's actually positive.
Oh, so makes it wrong.
Yeah, so it's not third quadrant. It's a fourth and second. So yeah, the final decision is going to be based on all this decision and based on which quadrant you should draw your
Okay,
reference.
I would like to go over tan.
Tan is sine over cosine,
I know. It's like,
which is y over x. Less than 0. Tangent is less than 0.
like, I know. Anything.
People were like, no, we said that hands just like make people understand it. It's kind of like at the same time. And then like,
Okay, Alan,
okay, sorry.
thank you.
No one asked. No one asked.
Alan, let's get to work.
How do you draw the triangle?
Okay, so cosecant and negative. Cosecant is very close to sine, right? Which is because it's 1 over sine, and 1 over sine is 1 over y, so it's talking about y. So cosecant is related to y, and y is negative. Which two quadrants y negative?
3 and 4.
3 and 4. Okay, so that's good. So we'll put 2 check there. 3 and 4. And then tangent is less than 0. Now, tangent is related to what? Sine theta over cosine theta, which is y over x. Which is, you have to think about y and x all together. So when y and x are result into negative, which two quadrants result in negative? Why is 2 and 4? Because 2 is you're going to have negative x, positive y. So there you're for tangents negative, right? And for this one, it's going to be positive x and negative y. So therefore, this is a triangle that I'm going to build in my reference triangle based on. And then we have to decide. Then you say, wait, don't use the trig function is equal to fractions, but -3 is not a fraction. So can I make a fraction? What is the fraction -3? Yeah, -3 over 1. Okay, so cosecant is what? We know sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. So what's cosecant? Hypotenuse over opposite, right? Does that make sense?
Could you help me? That could help me. I don't understand that. What do you mean hypotenuse or opposite? Why?
Because remember sine theta, right? Sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Is that okay? And now since the cosecant is going to be reciprocal of that. It will be hypotenuse over
Oh, it's just the opposite.
opposite, right? So it's cha.
Oh.
Chow. Chu. Yeah. CHU. CHUO. Cho.
So it's because it's the opposite thing.
Okay, so now then you say, hey, wait, is this negative? No. Because hypotenuse cannot be negative. Do you know remember that? We talked about hypotenuse.
You flip it.
So can we put a negative sign down here? So that makes this 3 is negative. 3 is positive. And opposite is -1. Which is gonna make sense. Does that make sense? So now we gotta figure out what this side is. Y squared. Y is -1 squared. So it'd be 9 is equal to x squared plus 1. So it'd be 8 equal to x squared. So x equal to square root 8, which is, you can break down this. Remember beginning of the year that 1's gonna get shot. So 2 square root 2. So 2 square root 2. Okay, so now we can go back to figure out what is sine theta. What is sine theta? -1 over 3, right? And the cosine theta is what? 2 root 2 over 3. Is that okay? And the tangent theta is what? -1 over 2 root 2, right? Which is negative root 2 over 4. Am I going too fast? Okay, which part? So this tricky is like, you have to understand that this negative sign is going to float to the bottom. Because hypotenuse is always positive. So hypotenuse cannot be -3. The negative should be the negative sign can float up and down, depending which one it is. So I'm going to float down to become negative. But this one's positive. And I can figure out other trig function, like say cosecant, which is going to be -3. We already know that. Secant is going to be 3 over 2 root 2 is equal to 3. This one square root 2, so 4 square root 2. And the tangent theta is equal to -2 root 2. Wait, cotan. Cotan theta. Does this make sense or no? -2 root 2. Another way to remember this is how it's the function. It's another way, like a lot of students talk about, is all students take calculus. This is another way to think about which one is positive. This one is all function are positive, right? Sine, cosine, secant, totangent, they're all positive. This one is only S stands for sine and cosecant, right? Sine and cosecant is a positive. And not tangent, not cotangent, right? Not cosine. So this one's tangent, right? And this one's cosine. Cosine and secant, because it's on the right side. But I understand the plus minus. Make sure you don't mess up the plus minus. If you mess up, everything mess up. So what kind of trouble are you getting into?
In my big mouth.
What happened? What did you do?
You know how I can be. That's how I get sometimes in that. So I just had to come with my friends with.